Well, hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's live stream broadcast. It's District 4 2A boys basketball action. Thank you. Between the visiting Columbia River Rapids and the R.A. Long Lumberjacks. Good to have you with us, Nick Sisson, on behalf of N2 Media, Columbia River and R.A. Long Athletics. The semifinals set to tip off here in roughly 10-ish or so minutes time after lengthy pregame introductions. First of two games in Longview here tonight. They will tip off at the same time over at Mark Morris High School. The Monarchs hosting the Ridgefield Spudders, and right here at the Lumberdome on Joe Moses Court, it's the R.A. Long Lumberjacks 20-1 overall on the season, taking on one of their newer arch rivals, the Columbia River Rapids, who are 17-4 overall on the season. R.A. Long, the number one overall seed here in the district tournament. Columbia River coming in as the number 3 seed after a third place finish in league play. But don't let that fool you at all. Columbia River, one of the most talented teams up and down here in the 2A class, alongside R.A. Long and Mark Morris. Those three teams have high hopes of continuing their seasons into the regional round and possibly beyond. A win tonight guarantees a spot in the regional round of 16 for the winner tonight, and a date with the winner of Ridgefield and Mark Morris on Friday at 8 o'clock at Kelso High School. These two teams split the regular season. One win apiece, both on their home floors. Columbia River won game number 1 down in Hazel Dell by 56-55. And then January 24th, about a month later, here at R.A. Long, it was the Lumberjacks 48-42 over the Rapids, and the Rapids held to their second lowest point output of the season with just 42 points. Only game that they played where they scored fewer than that was against 4A Union, and they scored 39 in that contest. And the two games between the opponents here were extraordinarily competitive on every possession. And I would not expect to see anything less than that here tonight. By the way, I want to say thank you all very much for all of the kind words that were sent to my wife and I on the birth of our third child, our first daughter, Eleanor Grace Sisson, who is home and happy, and we appreciate all of the love that we got. It means everything, and couldn't do this without the support of my loving wife, Genevieve, and hopefully she's watching at home and helping the viewership out. But love you guys, and appreciate you letting me come on out and stream this game for the public here tonight. If you're interested in following along on that Mark Morris and Ridgefield game, you could follow the Daily Nailin on Twitter. That's the Daily Nailin, Jordan Nailin, owner and operator of Blast Zone Media, and I'll be doing a write-up on that game, on this game here tonight, on Blast Zone Media as well. So still plenty of time here to share the link with friends and family. Be sure to type into that live stream comment section before, during, and after the ball game where you're watching from and who you are rooting for. Story going into this game, obviously, is the fact that these two teams are league foes, but R.A. Long gets the home court advantage here in this one, having won the league championship. And the original site for this game was to be at WF West High School or Centralia High School. However, due to the fact that EVCO did not win a single game, and there's not an EVCO opponent here for either of these teams, the SOP allows the highest seed to host here in this ball game. What that means is that we have a split officiating crew here tonight. 2 officials from the Clark County Officials Association and 1 from the Lower Columbia Officials Association. So I guess that's the district's way of trying to, quote unquote, even things out. There has been some conversations had over the course of the season about some slight displeasure of the officiating that's taken place up here in Longview from the Columbia River side of things. So we're going to see how that plays out here tonight, if it has any effect or no effect at all. Time will tell. Just about 3 minutes until the start of the ball game here, or at least until we get to pregame introductions. how they got here. R.A. Long with a 25-point win over Washougal, 72-47 on Saturday. And meanwhile, Columbia River with an 11-point win, 71-60 over the Tumwater Thunderbirds at Tumwater High School. Both teams came out and shot the ball extremely well, and Columbia River was able to do just a little bit more defensively by the time that ball game ended to punch their ticket here. But again, both of these teams have really high hopes for the future beyond just tonight, and also beyond potentially Friday, the district championship game. And if I had Monopoly money to play on these games here, I would definitely bet that both of these schools are going to be in strong contention to take home some form of a state trophy. And I believe both of them do have the firepower to get to a championship game as well. A lot of good teams in the 2A class, but it's anyone's ball game here tonight. Just about under 2 minutes now until we get to pregame introductions. A lot of basketball action going on around the state of Washington. Been keeping our eye on all of the different games taking place this week. Last night, huge one in the CWAC between Prosser and Grandview. Just an absolute shootout that Prosser was able to come away with a road victory and punch their ticket to the regional round of, well, they're not quite they have a crossover, district crossover game. They're going to play in the district championship game coming up here against Sela. So that's one to keep an eye on for sure. As now both teams are getting ready to head to their respective benches.
For tonight's game number 8 of the 2025 District 4 2A Boys Basketball Tournament, featuring the visiting Columbia River Rapids and your R.A. Lumberjacks. The winner of tonight's contest will punch their ticket to the state playoffs and move on to the District 4 2A championship game to play again in game number 11 versus the winner of the Mark Morris Ridgefield contest on Friday, February 21st at Kelso High School at 8 p.m. The loser of tonight's contest will move on in the District 4 2A playoff bracket to play again in game number 9 versus the Black Hills W West winner in a winner-to-state, loser-out contest on Thursday, February 20th at Woodland High School at 6 p.m. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise?
Cheryl, I just saw your comment there. It's 101.5 The Blitz. But why would you want to listen to that when you could watch this? I know.
National Anthem. This evening, the Star Spangled Banner will be performed by the R.A. Long High School Athletic Band under the direction of Mr. Dan Reed.
National anthem performed by the R.A. Long Pep Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, our student athletes recognize that judgment calls by coaches, officials, and themselves are made in good faith and should be respected. Spectators can support both of these teams by refraining from derogatory and demeaning comments and cheers this evening. We hope that you will enjoy tonight's action and support the student athletes from both teams in a positive and sportsmanlike manner. At this time, we would like to acknowledge our officials and thank them for their time and effort this evening. Without officials, tonight's game would not take place. A big hand for tonight's officiating crew, Mr. Ryan Hoff, Mr. Heath Powell, and Mr. Andy Billings. Please remember, ladies and gentlemen, to stay positive tonight with your actions and words, and to always be an encouraging example for everyone around you to follow. Thank you from R.A. Long High School and the Greater St. Helens League. Before we get to our starting lineups, it's time to meet tonight's courtside attendance, sponsored by Right Line Equipment, the right tool for the job, and by ServPro of Longview Kelso, like it never even happened. Let's have a huge Lumberdome welcome for tonight's Junior Jacks, keeping the floor clean and sweat-free. Ladies and gentlemen, Parker Masters and Axel Curtis. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Columbia River Rapids as announced by head coach Mark Hunter. At guard, a 5'8" junior wearing number 3, co-captain R.A. Richardson. At forward, a 6'1" junior wearing number 5, Jalen Fletch. At guard, a 6'1" senior wearing number 11, co-captain John Reeder. At forward, a 6'4" junior wearing number 20, Luca Phillips. And at guard, a 6' senior wearing number 23, Aaron Cody. And now, under the watchful eyes of the Lumberjack and Lumberjill statues in the corner, casting down their protective and fortuitous gaze over the surface of Joe Moses Court, in this, what the Seattle Times called one of the top 10 gymnasiums in the state of Washington, the jewel of 1939, your historic Lumberdome. I ask you, Lumberjack Nation, as you rise to your feet, don't you know what time it is? It's 6:04 p.m. and it's time to get a little bit jacked up. Here are the starting lineups for your, say it with me, R.A. Lumberjacks. At guard, a 6' senior, wearing number 1, co-captain, at forward, a 6'1" senior, wearing number 11, co-captain, at forward, a 6'4" junior, wearing number 21, Joshua Reed. At guard, a 6' junior, wearing number 23, Lyndon Irwin. And at the post, a 6'9" junior, R.A. Long owns the gym, he owns the paint. Wearing number 34, Rhett Young. The Jack
If the hair on your arms isn't standing right now, you might not have a pulse. Columbia River and R.A. Long, league rivals, about ready to get it on here in the district semifinals. Winner to the district championship game Friday at 8 o'clock at Kelso High School, and a ticket punch to the regional round of the state tournament. Loser still has basketball to play, but would prefer not to have to do it on Thursday the hard way. Tip-off in mere moments. Introductions have been made. National anthem has been played. Rhett Young to jump it up against Luca Phillips. Kind of a feint there on the toss by official Ryan Hoff, but the Jacks come away with it. And Phil controls and moves it to the left side after circling the top. Jenkins fills that position, feeds it down low, and it's off the fingertips of Rhett Young and out of bounds. So a first possession turnover by the Lumberjacks. Jacks showing pressure on the inbound. Reeder brings it up, fires it to the corner, out of the corner. Fletch drives, feeds it down low. Nice find there. Phillips goes up with the bucket, and it's 2-0 Columbia River. Phil with it being pressured. Moves back near side to Crane. Crane has a couple screens, goes back here, looking to feed it inside. Goes to Phil. Phil finds a backdoor cutter. Jenkins ties it up. The Columbia River fan over here was just saying, 11, you suck, and then Jenkins responds with a bucket, 2-2. Richardson picks it up just beyond the foul line. Ball rotated far side. Hoey has it poked away. Jump stop feed Phillips. Phillips might have traveled. Goes near side off the window and is good. Phillips with both baskets here in the early going. 4-2 Rapids. Crane goes left, gets a screen from Young, rises up, tough jumper, rattles down and in. Four apiece. Fletch gives it up. Phillips drop step spin off the window, and it hits the side of the foam. Rebound R.A. Long, pushing it far side now. Crane drop step spin of his own, leaves it long, goes up, gets his own rebound twice, and now it's dribbled out of bounds. It'll stay here with R.A. Long. A couple of good looks down there. .6:01 to go. New shot clock here for the Jacks. Far side, Irwin catches it, dribbles out of the corner. Jenkins for three. No, off back iron. And Irwin goes up and gets it, puts it on the deck once, no travel there. Smart play by Irwin to dribble once. Those are the hustle plays that are going to make the difference here for both teams. Getting extra opportunities. Crane trying to jab off of Fletch, dribbles once, gets it to Phil. Phil penetrates, floats, and it rolls off. Near side rebound on the block for Hoey. And Hoey will bring it up himself. Aaron low pass. 3-point wing extended. Now Reeder off the dribble. Pulls up in the lane. Bounces off. Near side rebound here on this end. And players tangled up. And we've got a foul. And they're going to call a double foul here. Irwin mixing it up with Reeder. So each now with a personal. R.A. Long will maintain possession.
Double foul. Rapids number 11, Reeder with his first. Jacks number 23, Irwin with his first.
Crane to inbound, goes back court to Phil. Phil advances it to Jenkins. Jenkins takes one dribble, picks it up, goes back near side. Irwin gets a screen. Reeder goes under it. Good defense there by Reeder. Phil moves it. Crane now on the logo. 15 on the shot clock. Crane dribbles left, gets a screen from Young, uses it, kicks it top of the circle. Jenkins fires it down low, running underneath the basket beautifully is Rhett Young with his first deuce. And the Jacks take their lead for the first time, 6-4. Hoey, tough 14-footer, no. Crane and Jenkins there, and it's Crane that comes away with it, underhands it to Jenkins, and Trey will bring it across half court for the Jacks. And has it poked loose. Irwin able to recover it. Now Crane with it. Crane being guarded by Fletch. Gives it to Phil. Jenkins, top of the circle. A wide open three, looks long, and it is. And it's rebounded down low by Reeder. Richardson sidesteps, left hand. Beautiful move by Ari Richardson. And I think that That was one of the best moves that we've seen from R.A in the 2 games that I've seen thus far between the 2 teams. Tied up at 6. Richardson, a first-teamer in the GSHL. 8-footer, no good long. Reeder with the rebound for Rapids. Richardson gets a high screen, uses it. Switch on defense, ball poked loose. Someone's open down low. Reeder penetrates, tries to find him. Ball tapped out. Richardson, a 3. Yes! Ari Richardson now with 5, and the Rapids reclaim the lead. Richardson was held to a season low of 3 points against R.A. Long in the last meeting, and that's not going to be a repeat so far. 3:20 to go here in the opening quarter. Thill being guarded by Richardson. Gets it to Tremaine. Tremaine feeds it to Rhett. Rhett goes way up, and he's fouled underneath the basket, and it's going to go against Luca Phillips. 3:13 to go, opening quarter.
Rapid foul number 20, Phillips.
Entering the ball game for R.A. Long, off the bench is Cam Newsom for Peyton Thill. Newsom will go inbound it.
Newsom into the ball game replaces Thill.
Newsom goes to Jenkins. Jenkins left open. This appears to be a strategy so far for Columbia River. Cutter is Jenkins. Jenkins might have traveled. Finds Newsom for the tie. Yes, Cam Newsom off the bench, settles in, and it's a tie ball game here. It's a 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it right here for the first break. 2:58 to go. Woo-hoo. Buckle your seatbelts, folks. This is going to be an intense back-and-forth matchup. If Columbia River wants to play this style of defense on Trey Jenkins, you might see Coach Key opt to go with another shooter off the bench, maybe in the form of Jeff Rookledge. So far, Luca Phillips and Ari Richardson combining for the 9 points of Columbia River. $2:58 to go, opening quarter. Rapids basketball after the timeout. Newsom guarding the ball, gets in easily. Richardson will look to get it up. Richardson goes far side. Fletch now dribbling out of the corner. Stops at the elbow, hands off. Hoey double teamed immediately. Tries to fire a pass down low on the block. Reeder and Jenkins battling. Kick out here to Fletch. Fletch puts it on the deck. A lot of contact there. Fletch goes up, gets the roll. Javen Fletch with his first basket of the game. Officials letting him play a little bit here. Jenkins again left alone. Goes to Crane. Crane goes back to Trey. Trey gets a screen, drives, goes up, left hand, no good. Battle for the board, won here by Ari Richardson. And Richardson quickly brings it across and gets a screen. Now one-on-one, gets another screen, a roll, and a flop down low, and they call a block on Trey Jenkins well after the shot. And it's going to be Phillips at the free throw line. So 2 free throws coming here for Luca Phillips.
Shooting 2.
Phillips well short on the front. Rookledge is going to sub in here for Landon Irwin. Still a lot of time in this ball game for anybody to get too excited. Phillips misses a pair. Reeder put back in. 2 points the hard way. Largest lead of the game now for either team, 4 points. Ball nearly turned over by Jenkins. Defense is all over him. Newsom checks the bench. Now dribbles far side, gets a screen from Young. Pulls up, tough shot, had to double clutch in the air, and nearly a rebound secured by Hoey, but it's out of bounds. Thill in the game for Jenkins. So now a smaller lineup here for R.A. Long. See what adjustments Mark Ganter might make to defend the three-point line here. Thill to inbound. Lob goes into Young. 27 on the shot clock. Newsom, a 3. Yes. Oh, they called it a 2. They called it a 2. Newsom now with 5. Reeder kicks to Hoey. Hoey closed out on hard, misses the shot, tapped out, controlled, extra opportunity, right to Richardson for 3. Yes! Ari Richardson. He's got 8 in the first quarter, and the extra opportunity puts River on top by 5. Newsom, crab dribble, kicks to the corner. Rookledge to get it back, no. Rebound controlled by River. Far side now. Hoey feeds, shot up, no good. Crane with the rebound. Outlet to Thill. Thill catches in traffic, pulls up for 3 in transition, no. Young taps it down low. Rookledge had an open shot, kicks it to Crane, a 3 from the top, yes. 16-14, shot clock off. 15 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Skip pass far side, Hoey now with it. Hoey gets a screen from Richardson, switch on defense, still picks him up. Hoey gets it to Richardson, a 3, good if it goes, and it's airballed out of bounds. Crane picks it up, can't get a shot off, and that is going to do it for the first quarter. Columbia River with the 2-point advantage, 16-14 here at the end of the first quarter. We're going to step aside, fans, and take a quick timeout. We'll be back in just a little bit. Located in downtown Longview on Commerce is one of my favorite local restaurants, the Country Folks Deli, otherwise known simply as the Cow Deli. With plenty of seating in the front and back, the Country Folks Deli is family owned and operated, serving up some of the best soups, sandwiches, and much more. They feature a special soup every day they are open, and every day they have their delicious beer cheese soup with homemade croutons. Be sure to save room for one of their delicious homemade desserts. I went with the chicken cordon bleu, and it was amazing. The Country Folks Deli, open Monday through Saturday from 10 to 4 at 1329 Commerce in Longview. Country Folks Deli, proudly sponsoring Lumberjacks basketball. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Lumberdome. 16-14 Columbia River with the lead and the basketball to start the second quarter. Immediately going to work is Reeder. Reeder up and under, nice move. John Reeder. Newsom bumped, shot goes off. Cam Newsom heading to the line.
First team foul of the quarter. Newsom to the line for the Jacks.
Newsom hit crucial free throws in the first game, or excuse me, the last game here against Columbia River, and the first is up and good. Substitution, Landon Irwin in for Jeff Rookledge. And Newsom hits a pair. Reeder crosses over, fires a pass. Fletch dribbling out of the corner and might have got away with a travel. Passes it off. Phillips off the window. Great play by Javen Fletch. Newsom drives, kicks. Phil rotates. Irwin rotates again out of the corner now. Crane working. Finds Still top of the circle. Jacks being patient. Newsom for 3 at the top of the circle, no good. Long rebound heading towards the bench, and it's out of bounds. Rapids basketball checking into the ball game here for Columbia River is Tyler Miles. Luka Phillips will sit down. Phillips was 6 here in the ball game. Hoey Hands off, circling is Reeder. Reeder goes to Richardson, being guarded by Newsom. Contact, shot goes somehow for Richardson. Quick the other way, here comes Newsom. Newsom floats, misses. Gets his own rebound though. Kicks it out, Phil sets his feet, open for three. Yes, Python Phil with his first basket. Pace is really high here at the Lumberdome. Miles with it now, finds a cutter, Reeder. Reeder shoulders into contact, creates some space, misses, taps it, Phil controls. Far side Newsom. Phil, again, same spot. And it hits the support beam, it's out of bounds.
Off the backward standards and out of bounds. Rapids basketball.
Rhett Young checking in for Trey Jenkins. 6:05 to go.
Replaces Jenkins.
Fletch drives, dribbles behind the back. Tough shot, fader, no good. Rebound, bought for Irwin, comes away with it for R.A. Long. Newsom gets a screen, and now we've got a carry called on Newsom. 5:35 to go here, second quarter. Reeder circles, gets it from Fletch, crosses over, loses control, goes right to Hoey. Hoey kicks. Miles sets his feet for three. Yes! Tyler Miles with his first basket of the game, and Rivers opened up the largest lead here, 25-19. Crane kicks, and a foul on the pass. Shot was no good from Phil.
Rapid foul number 3, Richardson, second personal.
Already 9 points scored by Columbia River here in the first 3 minutes, and Alex Pont is going to check into the ball game for Columbia River. Inbound goes to Phil, looking to get it down low, does to Young. Young tied up, foul is called, and I don't think that the official Ryan Hoff had a good view of it. Looked to be a lot of ball there for Columbia River, looking for a jump, but neither here nor there. Young is going to head to the free throw line for two.
2 shots.
Young hits the first. Young recently voted the co-MVP along with Dalton Stevens of Mark Morris in the GSHL. And the second looks long, and it is. Rebound up off the window, and it's Newsom who's stripped after getting the rebound. Here comes Hoey, and Hoey slows it up. Reeder kicks to the corner, Miles dribbling out. Skips it, Fletch for three, looks left, and it is. Newsom rebounds it for R.A. Long. Screen left, and Newsom, great defense there by Fletch. Crane drives, double team comes, ball poked loose. Crane picks it up, fires it out. Newsom fires it down low. Young didn't see it coming, and it's saved, and Fletch comes away with it. River just doing a little bit more here on the hustle plays, and Rookledge is up off the bench. Reeder flies in, hangs, and it's rebounded by Young. Phil throws it away. Newsom tried to get back to cut it off. Phil hustles back and deflects it. Irwin comes away with it. Under 4 to go now here. The pace is frantic. Newsom to Phil. Who's going to have the legs here in the fourth quarter? Irwin for three. No. Fletch rebounds. Pushes the pace. 2-on-2. Fletch shoulders and travels. And that's what it's called.
Violation, Lumberjack basketball.
3:36 to go. River on top, 25-20. I don't know if the River fans know about the split officiating crew. Hearing some comments already. Irwin looking to feed, goes to Rookledge. Rookledge rotates. Gets all the way here to the near corner. Crane skips it far side, Rookledge. Great defense here being played by the Rapids. Feed inside, and the ball's thrown away by Young. He hurried it up. Phil trying to get back on defense, slows down on Fletch's drive, and Fletch doesn't get a shot up. They call it on the floor, but Columbia River coming away with the hard-nosed defensive plays so far here in the second quarter. Fletch lobs it in, Pont catches. Hoey drives, Young helps, Hoey somehow gets it around him, and that is Hoey's first basket of the game. A first-team all-leaguer. 7-point lead here for Columbia River. Crane from behind the foul line, bounces up and over and out of bounds. Columbia River playing flawless here in the second quarter. Outside of maybe a couple of calls, they've put together one of their best quarters, and we've got a timeout. It's a full charge timeout to Columbia River. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back here in just a moment after a word from our sponsor. Denali Heating and Air Conditioning, your local family-owned HVAC contractor, providing heating and air conditioning service for all makes and models, serving Cowlitz, Lewis, and Clark counties. Call Denali today at 360-957-8389 for all your heating and cooling needs. Denali Heating and Air Conditioning, proudly sponsoring N2 Media Streaming. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Columbia River leads it 27-20 here with 2:33 to go in the first half. R.A. Long with just 6 points so far here in the second quarter, and the Columbia River defense is a big reason for that. It was R.A. Long that jumped out to a huge lead in the first half in the last meeting between these teams. And Columbia River, with a frantic comeback, ended up tying the ball game in the fourth. Cam Newsom's free throws near the end of the game and big basket by Rhett Young helped R.A. Long stave off an upset-minded Columbia River team that day. And a quick jumper out of the timeout, rebound by R.A. Long. Thill moves it near side, Irwin. Irwin keeps his dribble, directing traffic. Tight defense all the way. Rookledge might have had an opening, decides to eat it. Good defense there by Pont. Thill fake handoff, drives, finger roll, a lot of contact. Thill hits. It's a 5-point game. Feed inside, Miles, backdoor cut, Hoey, too easy. Nice find by Miles. And a layup good for Hoey. He's got 4, but Miles with the find really set that play up. Rookledge gets it to Crane. Crane, ball fakes, gets a step, pulls up in the paint and hits. That's a tough bucket there for Josh Crane. Minute 24 to go here in the first half. R.A. Long looking for a stop here. Pont puts it on the deck, being guarded by Rookledge, moves it far side wing now. Hoey off the dribble, rises up, very tough shot, no good. Looking for some contact there, didn't get it. Irwin gets the rebound. Crane lurking up, hands it off to Thill. And that one's tipped into the backcourt by Miles. 13 on the shot clock. R.A. Long's got to set something up here. And it's tapped out again. Alex Pont deflects it right out in front of us here. 10 on the shot clock, 47.7 on the game clock. Definitely want to get a 2-for-1 opportunity here, which you more than likely will. Thill, hesitation, blow by, find down low. Jake gets fouled and one! A late move by Peyton Phil, the Python. Able to find Jenkins under the basket. What a hesitation, okey doke there by Phil. And Ari Richardson is up off the bench quickly to get back in for Columbia River. Foul was called on Pont. That's his second personal. And R.A. Long was able to preserve a 2-for-1 opportunity here. Jenkins settling in at the foul line. Misses. Rebound, Fletch. Columbia River can take their time here. Richardson with it. Gives it up Reeder now, directing traffic. Switch on defense. Irwin picks up the ball. 10 on the shot clock. Reeder sizing up Irwin. Drives right, gets around him, floats, leaves it short. Crane rebounds. Crane looking to get out in front here, and he does not hit the brakes. Drop step inside and hits. 7 on the clock. Plenty of time here for River to set up a good look. Richardson bumped. Hits pulls the trigger from 3, doesn't hit it. Thought they might get a foul there on the ground, but a great close to the quarter. The Jacks trim a 7-point deficit down to 1 here at home. What a ball game, folks, as advertised, 29-28. We're going to take another quick timeout here, folks, and we'll be back in just a couple moments with the halftime show. Ecological Land Services provides efficient, cost-effective solutions for environmental permitting and land management. With 30 years of experience in the Pacific Northwest, they help developers, agencies, and landowners navigate complex environmental regulations. From wetland and stream assessments to habit restoration and mitigation bank development, ELS delivers accurate, timely services designed to bring your vision to life. For example, if you're planning a new construction project near wetlands or streams, ELS can help by assessing the impact on the environment, securing the necessary permits, and ensuring your project meets all environmental regulations, all while saving you time and money. Ecological Land Services, delivering smart, reliable solutions. Visit www.eco-land.com to learn more. Ecological Land Services, proudly sponsoring N2 Media Streaming. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Lumberdome. Halftime here between Columbia River and R.A. Long. And it is the Columbia River Rapids with a 1-point lead, 29-28. And as we look over the numbers in the first quarter, it was 16-14 at the end of one. Columbia River with a 2-point advantage. Consistency can be the name of the game, and for the Lumberjacks, they put up another 14 spot there in that second quarter, outscoring Columbia River by 1. But it looked ugly early in the first 4 minutes or so for R.A. Long. The possessions were not executed as clean as they definitely would like to be, and Columbia River's defense was a major problem. I will say, though, that for all the great effort that Columbia River put in on defense, there were a couple of opportunities that they weren't able to cash in on. But one extra opportunity that they got in that first quarter really started to get the lid off the basket here at the Lumberdome. The last game was a horrible shooting night overall for Columbia River. R.A. Richardson had 8 in the first quarter and 2 in the second quarter, 10 so far in the first half. And if we take a look here at the total scoring so far for the Rapids, you got Richardson with his 10, and then you've got Luca Phillips with 6, Aaron Hoey with 4, John Reeder with 4, Javen Fletch with 2, Tyler Miles with 3. That's your total scoring tonight so far for the Columbia River Rapids. And on the other side for R.A. Long, Peyton Thill with 5, and including a huge assist down low to Trey Jenkins there late in that second quarter. Cam Newsom with 7. Josh Crane with 7. No, 9. Excuse me. 9 for Crane, 4 for Jenkins, and 3 for Rhett Young. 28 total for R.A. Long so far here in the ball game. A 1-point game here and a 1-point game over at Mark Morris High School. Ridgefield leading 31-30 or 31-30 Mark Morris. I can't tell. I got Ali Morrow says 31-30 MM at the half. And then Ridgefield leading, according to Jake Moe. Jake, in this situation, the track record where you led me astray with that game with Black Hills and Mark Morris, I'm going to probably go with the Morrow score there. But if we need a tiebreaker in the live stream comment section from somebody who wants to type that score, and you know what, I could just check my man Jody Nalen. And no, I do not have Eleanor strapped to my chest. Well over 200 tuning into this one live here tonight. Again, great time of year in the state of Washington for the state basketball. R.A. Long still in the locker room here. Someone needs to turn the air conditioning on here in the Lumberdome. It is hot. And it's not even at full capacity. That or there's a lot of people standing in line at the concession stand. R.A. Long still in the locker room here. Being the number 1 seed, having a chance to play this game here at home. So the winner of this one, again, goes to the regional round of 16 and to the district championship coming up Friday at 8 o'clock at Kelso High School. One half of the district championship is already set. Columbia River taking on WF West. That matchup happened last year at Kelso High School. Can the Rapids hope to repeat history and make another appearance? Last year, lost in the district championship game to Mark Morris, and Mark Morris currently doing battle with Ridgefield over in Bill Backamus Gymnasium. But a lot of exciting basketball action here tonight in the city of Longview. The losers of these games will have loser out contests on Thursday. The loser of this one specifically will play the winner of Black Hills and WF West. And then the loser of the Ridgefield-Mark Morris game will play the winner of Tumwater and Washougal. Geez, one side of the bracket looks a lot tougher than the other, if we're being completely honest here. Currently, WF West leads Black Hills 28-20 at the break. So WF West could be lurking in the shadows for one of these two teams, as the warm-up session over for Columbia River here and never started for the Lumberjacks. They head straight to the bench, and they're going to look to see what they can come up with here to defend their home turf. I've been trying to tell everybody that'll listen that Columbia River is an extremely good team, and in terms of the league itself, arguably the best third place and fourth place teams in the state. The CWAC also extremely good with Grandview, Sela, and Prosser. For my money, the top 4 teams in the league around the state is right here in the greater St. Helens. But I'm a homer. It's going to be R.A. Long basketball.
We begin quarter number 3. Your score, Rapids 29, Lumberjacks 28. Out of bounds, Lumberjacks.
Irwin, Phil, Jenkins, Crane, and Young. And then Richardson, Reeder, Phillips, Hoey, and Fletch for the Rapids as we are underway here in the second half. Jacks moving it around the perimeter. Crane comes open, a 3 for the lead at the top, hits. Crane has the look in his eye. Wastes no time getting going here. The Jacks take a lead, 31-29. See what River can respond with here immediately. Driving a kick out, good closeout out of the corner. Handoff by Hoey, gets it back, has some space. Puts it on the deck inside, a fader over Crane, no good, and Crane can't get the rebound. Contact between Richardson and Jenkins, and I think that they're gonna get Trey, yep, they're gonna do that on a foul. Loose ball foul against Tremaine Jenkins. That's gonna be his second personal, first team foul. Inbound goes straight ahead, and that's over and back. Ari Richardson didn't see where he was at and was not able to establish in the front court. Great call here by the official that saw that right in front of us. Tough break there for the Rapids. Jacks looking to build on an early lead here in the second half. Young comes out, three-point land, continues the rotation, gets to Crane. Crane tries to jab off of Fletch, can't hit the jumper. Hoey goes up high and rebounds. Hoey brings it across. Reeder, drop step fade, tough shot, bounces off Crane with a rebound. Great move there, great footwork. And the ball's on the floor, picked up by Jenkins. Jenkins tries to skip, does to Irwin. Irwin establishes down low to Young. Young finds a cutter. Jenkins leaves it short, and it's tapped around. Jenkins flies in and grabs it. Irwin, 3 at the top of the circle. No. Tapped up, and again, and Irwin comes away with it. The hustle effort paying off on this possession. Can R.A. Long cash it in? Irwin looking inside, takes a dribble, rotates it. 10 on the shot clock. Irwin with it now. Can dribble, goes to Crane. Crane in the corner. Jabs off of Richardson. Hangs off the window and in for Crane. Crane with all 5 points so far here in the third. The Jacks with their largest lead, 33-29. High screen, Richardson kicks far wing, dribbling out and inside, firing a pass near side. Phillips, drop step spin, blocked by Young. Tapped it, it's a foul over the back on Reeder. But Rhett Young affects the shot, comes up with the block. 5:45 to go in the third. Jacks start on a 5-0 run and get a defensive stop on the heels of a Rapids turnover on an over and back. Phil ends up coming open. Good pressure under the basket. Crane, this is the guy you want the ball in his hands right now. As he's going to dribble back, has Fletch on him. Fletch runs into a brick wall. Crane, no good. Tapped and controlled Young, and Jenkins keep it alive. Phil tracks it. Jenkins for 3. No. Rebound to the corner. Richardson comes away with it. Richardson being hounded up the court by Irwin. And it's a foul. Timeout, excuse me.
Timeout.
Saw the hand go up out of the corner of my eye on the near side. But it's a timeout, Columbia River, 5:12 to go. 21 on the shot clock. Good start here for R.A. Long. What a ball game so far, fans. It's an honor to be here and to call it. I appreciate all the compliments in the live stream comment section. Whitney, congratulations, by the way. Looking forward to that. Still Columbia Rivers basketball here out of the timeout. Head coach Mark Ganter not liking what he's seeing so far. Wants to talk some strategy, calm down the Rapids. Richardson moves it up top. Reeder now with it. Near side. Richardson against Crane. Gets a screen. Switch on defense still. Picks up the ball. Moved now to Hoey. Hoey backpedaling to the logo. Crosses over Irwin. Hangs and it rolls off. Tapped around. Blocked out of bounds by Young. Young altered the initial shot. Very tough look for Hoey, but he had one of the most impressive games of the season last year in a semifinal against Mark Morris. He could fill it up in a hurry. Reeder comes open, a three from the top. No, and a box out by Phil, and they're going to get Phil on a foul. It was Kellen Clary who went up over Phil's back and grabbed the ball. Tough call to make either way because you got one guy jumping on the other guy's back and the other one who's squatted down doing a wall sit on the other. Officials don't have an easy job, that's for sure. Probably the right call, though. Richardson left open on a switch. Hits the back of the iron, and that should have been over the back probably. But Phillips doesn't care, puts it up and in. 33-31, hustle play there for Phillips. Ball's out of bounds. And they're going to say deflected by Richardson. .4:19 to go here in the third. Jenkins receives the inbound, goes to Irwin. Irwin finds Crane. Crane pulls up in traffic, hits. Wow, that is about as tough as it gets with a man on him. Crane, heavy lifting here for R.A. Long. Reeder back to the top. Hoey pulls the trigger from three. No good. And a long rebound goes out to Hoey. Underhand pass. Phillips cut off. Phillips able to get a pass to Clary. Clary gets it to Hoey. Hoey jabs off the defender, rises up from the mid-range, and hits. 35-33, 3:40 to go, third quarter. Tough bucket. Hard-nosed defense. Both of these teams can really get after it. High screen. Clary get a good job going underneath of it. Jenkins feeds it down low. Young finds Jenkins. Jenkins falls down, gets it to Young. Young hangs, misses, keeps it alive. Crane taps it. It's out of bounds, and it's going to be Columbia River basketball. And Cam Newsom checking into the ball game for Rhett Young. So the Jacks go small. Crossover. Reeder throws it away. Great defense by Jenkins. A 3-on-2 break. Trey goes up and under with the left. Oh my goodness, what a bucket. Timeout after the make by R.A. Long. 37-33. Richardson pulled the chair out of taking a charge. What a veteran defensive move there. But Jenkins, he's a senior also. He's seen that a time or two. And instead of expecting contact and Richardson to go for the ball, He goes up and under with the left off the near side of the window. That was about as impressive as a move by both players as you could possibly come up with in that situation. River was sagging off on Jenkins till the last minute, and then they showed that defense by Richardson. 37-33, 5 minutes in here to the third quarter, and R.A. Long with a 4-point advantage. Richardson, oh, that might have been over and back again. I don't know if Reeder established in the front court yet. Either way, Richardson drives and hits. Newsom dribbles it up, floats, hits right back.
And Newsom for 2.
Richardson looking to bring it up. And a trap being administered, and it's thrown away out of bounds. Miles not in position to receive, but the Jacks go with the trap. They haven't really showed that a lot so far, and Javen Fletch is going to sub in for Miles here. 2:28 to go in the third. Mark Morris leading 50-41 over Ridgefield. Newsom looking to get a screen from Crane. Fletch backs off. Newsom steps back and hits a 3.
And Newsom for 3.
Fletch went under. Newsom went out. Hoey, double team, trying to pass it. Instead, turns and fades, misses. Crane battling for the board, gets it for R.A. Long. Phil in traffic, looking to dribble out of it, and backs it out, crosses half court. Jacks with their largest lead of the game here, 42-35. High screen set, double team comes, Thill moves it, gets to Crane, being guarded by Fletch, puts it on the deck, rises up, a lot of contact, no call. Jenkins flies in, unabated, gets the rebound, out to Python, a 3, no good. Rebound, that's a travel. Fell down, yep, 2 officials call the travel, but a lot of contact by both teams here in the third quarter. And you can call just about anything. Both of these teams are playing just balls to the wall right now. Inbound goes to Crane. Crane gives it up to Cam. Cam dribbles back. Crane settling in for a screen. Reeder and Fletch try to communicate. It goes to Jenkins, a 3, no good. Richardson rebound. That's been the strategy, is leave him unguarded, take your chances, and Jenkins hasn't hit one from long range yet. Clary kicks. Hoey has a double team on him. Phil races out and cuts it off. Great defense there. Richardson being guarded by Jenkins. Wants to go one-on-one with Trey. Now gets a screen and a switch on defense. Richardson crosses over, brings the ball up high and off the window and in for Ari Richardson. Big bucket there. Under a minute to go, 48 seconds actually. Newsom brings it across far side. Gets a screen from Crane. Hesitation dribble. Continues to dribble back out. Near side now on the wing with Phil. 10 on the shot clock. Newsom comes and gets it, being guarded by Fletch. Good matchup here. Newsom steps back, a 3 on the way. Contact, no call. There's Jenkins with another rebound, and the pass out is too hot to handle by Phil.
Rapid substitution, Phillips back in the ballgame.
42-37. 18.2 to go. Clary out of the ball game. Phillips back in. Richardson has Irwin on him. Gets it across. Dangerously close to a backcourt there, but didn't go back. Crossover, Richardson. Behind the back dribble. Hesitation. Low, no good. And Phillips misses the shot. Great rebound there by Phillips. He'll head to the line for 2. 1.1 left on the clock. And it's Josh Crane called for the foul. It's his first.
Phillips to the line for the Rapids. Shooting 2.
Phillips is first. Rattles in. 1.1. Got to box out here if you're R.A. Long. Reeder's already snuck in and got a putback off a missed free throw. This one's good. No worry about that. Hill throws it up off the ceiling, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. Back and forth we go. 8 minutes to decide who is on their way to the regional round of 16 and to the district championship on Friday. 42-39. How about that? R.A. Long again with 14 points in that third quarter. They've scored 14 exactly in every quarter. And for Columbia River, 10 in the quarter. R.A. Long outscoring the Rapids by 4 points. Crane leading the way for the Lumberjacks. He's leading all scorers in the ball game, I believe. 16 for Crane. Richardson has 14 to lead Columbia River. What a ball game. It's going to be Columbia River basketball. Reeder, Richardson, Hoey, Fletch, and Phillips out there for the Rapids. Phillips gets it to Reeder. Reeder, a long two, bounces off. Newsom with the rebound. Young back into the game here, sets a screen for Newsom. Newsom for three, a few feet behind the line, and it's Cash. Newsom has been huge off the bench. 6-point lead now for R.A. Long. Driving a kick, Hoey being guarded by Phil. Jump stop moves it. Richardson off the dribble and finger rolls it up. Counted in one.
Richardson for two and the foul.
Got a step on Irwin and finishes it. Chance for the old-fashioned for Ari Richardson.
Of the quarter, Richardson to the line, shooting the and one.
16 for Richardson here in the ball game. Hits. (45-42). Newsom gets a screen from Young. Drives, jump stop, leaves it off. Young goes up with the left and hits. Wow, what a find. And we've got a delay of game warning, I believe. Jacks with a 5-point advantage here. Hoey crosses over on Phil, behind the back dribble, loose for a moment. Hoey picks it up. 11 on the shot clock, still plenty of time. Phillips gets it to Richardson. Richardson over Young, no. Rebound Newsom. Tough possession there for the Rapids offense. Good defense by Young to come over and bother Richardson. Newsom. Lot of contact, no call. Tapped out to Phil. Irwin rotated. Newsom from the corner, a three is down!
And Newsom for three.
Newsom with 6 and an assist so far here in the fourth. Jacks lead it by 8. Drive, swing out, open three for Fletch to get it back! Nice shot there by Javen Fletch. River is not going away. Pocket nearly picked there. A lot of contact between Richardson and Newsom. They've really let him go here tonight. Both sides. Phil gets a screen from Young. Gets it to Crane. 8 on the shot clock. Crane looking to get a screen. Has it poked loose. Continues to drive in. Rises up. Tough shot. How?
Crane for two.
It's as good a defense as you can play. Great drop step find. Young straight up underneath the basket. Phillips can't get back to the near side. Jacks looking to push their lead, already on top by 7. Crane with it now, moves it, far side, feed down low. Young goes up off the window, and it rolls off. Rebound to Fletch. Young hasn't had many one-on-one opportunities in great position, but that was one of them. And we got a whistle and a timeout. Columbia River takes the timeout. 4:50 to go, 52-45. What a ball game, folks. Cam Newsom has 4 threes in the ball game. Newsom now the leading scorer. $18 in the ball game for Cam Newsom off the bench. $18 for Crane, so both of those players sharing the game lead for score for points. I'm just at a loss right now, sorry. I'm just trying to think of intelligent things to say. Doesn't happen often, but what a ball game here tonight. Trey Jenkins is going to check in here for R.A. Long out of the timeout. Only one team foul so far here in the quarter, and it belongs to R.A. Long. Nobody in foul trouble. As I mentioned, they've let him play so far here tonight in this one. Reeder inbounds it to the backcourt to Richardson. Richardson gets a screen, steps back, moves it far side, and now Fletch with it, gets a screen from Reeder, a switch on defense. Crane picks up the ball. Fletch blocked it, it's out of bounds. Last touched by Fletch, and it's R.A. Long basketball. And I think that they're going to have a consultation here. The near sideline official is going to come in and maybe override it. Nope, they're going to stay with the call. It's R.A. Long possession, 4:30 left. Newsom gets the inbound. Great defensive play there by Crane. Definitely got all ball. Questionable if it was off of Fletch, though. Jenkins feeds it. Crane, drop step. Shot is somehow good again for Crane. 20 now for Crane, and they've all been tough. Pick and roll. Double team initially. Phillips puts it on the deck. Drop step spin. Tough shot is good for Phillips. Rivers still not going away yet. Under 4 to go. Newsom with it. Jenkins moves it to Thill. Thill to the near corner. Irwin. Irwin looking to bounce pass, enter. Hands off instead to Crane. Thill now with it. Thill pulls up for 3. No. And it's rebounded by Richardson. Richardson quickly across. Newsom bats it loose. Richardson recovers. Hoey for 3. No. And it's out of bounds. R.A. Long ball. Good box out there by Thill. Time is R.A. Long's friend right now. Newsom gets a step on Richardson. Fires a pass. Jenkins lost it. Could have just went right up. Crossover Richardson in the paint. Contact and good. 5 for Richardson in the quarter, and it's a 5-point lead now for R.A. Long. Big turn of events there. Irwin off the dribble, gets it to Jenkins. Jenkins to Crane. Crane being guarded by Reeder. Kicks it to Irwin. Irwin still looking for his first basket. Kicks to the corner. Crane a 3. And he hit the floor. No call, timeout after the 3. Crane will not be denied. 7 here in the fourth. And he's got the look here. 2:30 left, and R.A. Long with a 57-49 lead. Oh my goodness. Joshua Crane has put the Lumberjacks on his back here tonight. Newsome as well. The two transfers from Prairie have earned their stripes as Irwin's getting stretched out by the training staff here. .230 left in this one. Still a lot of time, but one thing that I will say is that River hasn't committed the team foul yet, and if they're going to put R.A. Long on the line for free throws, they're going to have to start fouling in a hurry. Mathematically, they could still come back and obviously win without putting R.A. Long on the foul line, but they're going to have to get some early and quality shots up in the shot clock, and R.A. Long, like I said, the clock is their best friend right now. What a game for Joshua Crane here. Him and Newsome have both just showed out. River quickly finds a player, Fletch, on the near block, and a bucket is good. Great find there, quick bucket. That is what they needed. 57-51. Newsome gets it across. Double team comes, gets it to Crane. Crane one-on-one with Hoey. Rises up from the foul line. That one's back iron. Jenkins keeps it alive. Backside rebound fought for, and it's out of bounds off of R.A. Long. Great hustle play there by Columbia River, keeping the Jacks off of the offensive glass. Young on the bench right now for R.A. Long, so Jacks going small. At the foul line, drop step spin, Phillips, double clutch. Foul is called and Jenkins doesn't seem to think so. But free throws coming here for Luka Phillips. 1:39 left in the ball game. Mark Morris has advanced to the district championship. 71-57 over Ridgefield. First free throw switched home for Phillips. Phillips has had a nice game. 13 for Phillips. 5-point game. Misses. Jenkins rebounds. So still a 5-point lead for R.A. Long. Want the ball in your best foul shooter's hands. Irwin with it. Looking to hand off. Does. Double team comes. Quickly passing out. Irwin drives. Might have traveled twice. No call. The River coaching staff up off their feet. Newsome between his legs, gets around, off the window! Cam Newsome gives R.A. Long a 7-point lead all the way to the cup, way too easy for Reeder. And a foul immediately, and Fletch is hurt. Oh, no. That is not a good sign for Columbia River. Fletch has been one of their best defenders, and he is favoring his left knee, and he is clutching up against the wall. We're going to turn the camera away from the injury out of respect to Javen Fletch and his family. Hopefully he just got a little extended there, and there's no real damage, but oh my goodness, that is a huge blow for the Rapids if he misses any significant time beyond just this ball game. There's still a lot of season left. It will come down to one game for one of these teams on Thursday, and R.A. Long has the ball, and Fletch is getting helped up to a round of applause here and not putting any weight on the left knee. So prayers for Javen Fletch and for his family. Hopefully he's able to work out the kinks if that's what it is, but he looks super frustrated, and that is not a good sign for an athlete. Credit for head coach Mark Ganter getting out there and helping his player off the court. River still has some time here. but they got a foul and put R.A. Long on the line most likely at some point here. Mathematically, it's going to come down to free throws. Crane looking to inbound it, gets it to Thill, and a foul from behind here from Richardson. But some time went off the clock. I think that Columbia River would have preferred to have that foul called a little bit earlier. Every second matters here at this junction of the ball game. I'd like to welcome those that were watching the Mark Morris Ridgefield game live. Jenkins gets the inbound and fouled immediately. That's a smart play there for R.A. Long just to get it to the first available guy because Jenkins would not be on the line here. That's the third team foul, so one more foul to give here for Columbia River before R.A. Long is on the line. At that point, you're going to want to get it to one of your better free throw shooters. Phil has it, and he's fouled. 51.6, fourth team foul. Now, here's the decision. Do you want to play a 30-second shot clock here with 51.6 and then foul, or do you want to turn this into a free throw shooting contest right away? Phil looking for help, finds Crane. Crane dribbles across, gets it to Rookledge, who's cold off the bench. This is the guy you want to foul here probably, since he hasn't put up many shots. I believe just one field goal attempt for Jeff, and there's 41.6 left in the game. Reeder commits the foul. That's his third personal. So here comes Jeffrey Rookledge to the free throw line, and the Jacks are not going to crowd the lane here and attempt to rebound. Rookledge misses the first. Big one here for Jeff. Make it a two-possession game with 2 threes needed to tie, and Rookledge does settle in and hit, and we've got a sub. Jenkins is going to check in, but there's also a timeout, R.A. Long. So we're going to keep it right here with 41.6. Fans, we will be streaming Friday night's district championship game at Kelso High School. It's a boys and girls doubleheader. Girls up first at 6 o'clock at Kelso's court. It's going to be the Columbia River Rapids taking on the WF West Bearcats in the girls championship game. And Mark Morris has already punched their ticket to the regional round, and they are one half of the boys district championship. One of these two teams will join them Friday at 8. It's either going to be Civil War 3 or Columbia River Mark Morris 3. They don't call it anything special, though. And fans, don't go anywhere at the end of the game. We need a vote for player of the game. Cam Newsom and Josh Crane, your leading contenders for R.A. Long, and Ari Richardson, probably your leading contender for Columbia River. River's going to go with Phillips, Reeder, and Pont, Richardson, and Hoey. Inbound goes to Reeder. Reeder's a speedster, and he's strong with the ball. Finds a trailer, Pont. Pont moves it, looking to get an easy 2. Nothing's easy there. Phillips, double clutch, hits still. 30 on the clock. Thill gets the inbound. Thill fouled immediately. So Phillips hits a big 2. But Thill looking to put this back to a 6-point lead here. Phillips with 5 in the quarter. 15 in the ball game for Phillips. Thill settles in and hits the first. He's got 6 in the ball game. Back out to a 5-point lead. This one's huge. Thill again. And a foul immediately by Crane to slow down Reeder. That is a smart foul there for R.A. Long. Now they're going to force a half-court set here. Not a full head of steam trying to get to the basket. Reeder, such a good athlete. He's able to get a lot of quick buckets. Richardson crosses over, penetrates too easy. Misses! Oh, no! He had as easy as a look he could get. He gets another one that's just about as easy and hits, but the clock is running. 5 on the clock, and a timeout is called by R.A. Long. R.A. Long is going to win the ball game here, barring a turnover and a 4-point play. 62-58, but Richardson misses the first chance he got. The seas parted for Moses there, but Richardson unable to hit with the left. Goes off the back iron, unkind. Does end up getting the basket. 4.3 to go. If you're R.A. Long, you still want to execute the inbound here. River still has a couple timeouts left. R.A. Long, it looks like, has used their last. The first game was a 1-point game. The second game was a 6-point game. A lot more scoring here in this one. Both teams have just hit a ton of tough buckets on the way to this one. Jake Mose says Josh is the vote for player of the game. I don't know, it's tough, man. Both him and Cam have had phenomenal games. Cam off the bench has been ginormous. Young has been resting. So a small lineup here for the Jacks. Phil to inbound it. Gets it to Irwin. Irwin dribbles, and he's fouled with 2.5. That should do it. The Crocodile Hunter, Landon Irwin, yet to score here in the ball game. Good opportunity here for him to at least cash one or two of these here. And he's had a big impact in the game in other areas. Some offensive rebounds and hustle plays and good defense. Crikey. No good on that one. And it's passed here. Richardson gets it off. Good if it goes. And it's no good. And R.A. Long has punched its ticket to the regional round of 16. They will play Mark Morris on Friday at 8 o'clock at Kelso High School for the district championship. It'll be the 5th straight year that either R.A. Long or Mark Morris will walk away with the district chip. 63-58, your final here in this one.
Friday, February 21st at Kelso High School.
Columbia River will play Thursday
The Rapids will move on.
against either WF West or Black Hills.
Again in game number 9 versus the
But another instant classic here between Columbia River and R.A. Long. Again, fans, please help me out. Type into the live stream comment section your vote for player of the game. We're going to go over the numbers here.
and Columbia River Athletic Departments. Thank
So
you
give
all
me a
for
quick
coming.
couple minutes here, folks.
Drive home safely.
Hang out for a little bit. It's going to be a second before I get things added up. But what a ball game. All right, I'm still totaling stuff up here. Garrett says Yakima can't get here soon enough. Here's another vote for Josh Crane. Josh, another vote. Again, fans, don't go anywhere. I'm going to do the post-game show in just a couple minutes, but I'm getting everything totaled up. I got R.A. Longs all totaled here, so give me a second for Columbia River. All right, let's do the post-game show here. WF West beats Black Hills, according to Eric Haynes. By the way, Eric, I saw the YouTube channel that you had with the Mark Morris Chief South State Championship game. That was awesome. Clutch. Love to see that. That'll be the stuff that people are going to go back and watch. I mean, it's a special season here for R.A. Long. They're up to 21-1 now, and Columbia River 17-5. R.A. Long now with a 2-1 lead in the series, although don't close the door on them playing for a fourth time. Both of these teams extremely good and talented. We'll see where the road takes us. We know for sure the road is paved out for Friday over at Kelso High School, Civil War III between R.A. Long and Mark Morris. Mark Morris defeating Ridgefield 71-57. So here we go. First for Columbia River. 21 points leading the way for the Rapids by Ari Richardson, the first-team All-League senior, with a great performance overall here tonight for the Rapids. He had 3 in game number 2, the other one that was played here at the Lumberdome. So a huge comeback there for him in this one. Luca Phillips ends up with 15. And then Javen Fletch with 7. And again, let's hope Javen's okay. That was a tough injury there at the end of the game. So thoughts and prayers for Javen Fletch and family. Aaron Hoey with 6. John Reeder with 6. And Tyler Miles with 3. 58 total tonight for the Rapids in the loss. For R.A. Long, Josh Crane with 23, leading all scorers in the game, and Cam Newsom with 20 off the bench. Next in line was Peyton Python Phil with 7. Trey Jenkins with 6. Rhett Young with 5. And then a big 1 free throw here for Jeff Rookledge and a big 1 free throw for Landon Irwin. 63 total tonight for the Lumberjacks in the win. Got to make sure my math is mathing there. Yep, it's mathing. That is correct. All right. So, I mean, let's talk real quick about how the game went ultimately. The Jacks saved their best quarter for last. They end up scoring, let's see here, 14, 28, 42, 21 in the fourth quarter after scoring 14 in the first 3 quarters apiece. And Columbia River ends up with 19 in the final quarter. Both these teams just neck and neck. And Columbia River, you know, it kind of flipped the script from the first game. It was the Rapids who got on top by 7 in the second quarter. R.A. Long had the big lead in the first half in the last meeting between the two teams. But Columbia River really put the pressure on R.A. Long, and all things considered, the small lineup that R.A. Long and Jure Key went with here tonight paid dividends to really kind of shut down the shooting effort that Columbia River was able to come to the game with here tonight. They shot the ball a lot better, and you know, the speed and the shows off the screens, the double teams was pretty tough for R.A. Long in the initial part of the ball game. So the Jacks ended up really going small for a large portion at stretches with Young on the bench. But Young, when he was out there, had an impact at times. You know, 5 points doesn't look massive in the box score, but his defense and extra opportunities with keeping balls alive off the offensive glass really helped R.A. Long in this one. There were a couple possessions where the Jacks came away with 3 opportunities. You know, and Josh Crane, I mean, I don't know what to say. The 23 that he's got, it felt like 50, honestly, because the buckets that he was hitting were just extremely tough. Hand in his face, off balance. The officials really let this game play out here tonight. Really not a lot of cheap fouls at all. They were really, really letting them go. So considering that the physicality of the game wasn't really a factor in terms of fouls and making you back off on the closeouts and a hand in the face, I mean, you got to really give Crane a lot of credit. Newsom had a couple of sick okey-doke moves there where he was able to penetrate the lane and hang in the air, found Young on a great assist, but 20 off the bench for Newsom, and he had 4 threes made in the ball game. Crane ended up connecting on 3 long-distance calls himself, but the 2 transfers that came in from Prairie High School, I'm sure they're sick of hearing that by now, but they're Lumberjacks, and that's all that matters. All right? They do the heavy lifting here. 43 of the team's 63 scored between Crane, and Newsom in the win. And again, it sets up Civil War 3 coming up on Friday over at Kelso High School. But a huge win here for the Lumberjacks. Everybody knew how good Columbia River was coming into this one. There was nothing that was going to surprise anybody if Columbia River ended up representing this ball game in the district championship game. And nobody would have been shocked if they won league or won districts. They're a phenomenal team, extremely athletic, can shoot the ball, they're tenacious on defense. They got a game coming up against WF West on Thursday after WF West beats Black Hills 68-45. WF West is playing a lot better as of late, so we'll see how that game plays out. But R.A. Long taking on Mark Morris in Civil War 3 coming up on Friday. I will be streaming that ball game, as well as the girls district championship game at 6 o'clock. But again, final score in this one, R.A. Long 63, Columbia River 58. And the Jacks have put themselves in really good position now. I think that no matter what happens in the game coming up on, let's say, Friday, I don't think that they're going to fall below number 4. I think that they'll be at least the 4 seed coming up in regionals. With a win, I think they'll end up being number 2 overall. For Mark Morris, it's more about them winning the ball game and getting into that top 8 and an automatic berth to Yakima. But it'll be quite the ball game, and they were close all season. I expect the exact same thing. Another war, civil that is, coming up on Friday at Kelso. Player of the game tonight, Josh Crane. It's got to be 23 tonight, carrying the Lumberjacks at times with some insanely tough baskets. Great rebounding. Cam Newsom, his effort cannot be overlooked with 20 off the bench. But the night belonged to Josh Crane, number 21 on your program. The junior ends up taking home the live stream player of the game honors. Congratulations to Josh. And that is going to wrap things up for me here. Got to head down and talk to some players and the coaches and get this one on record for a write-up for Blast Zone Media. Again, I do appreciate everybody for tuning into the ball game and for all the kind words to my family and I on the birth of Eleanor Grace. And again, she's at home. I don't know if she's watching. Hopefully she's listening. Hi, Ellie. I got to tell you, it's a great feeling to be the father of a beautiful baby girl, to go along with our 2 boys, and everybody was so kind. And if you're kind enough to send a donation our way for the service, it's free for you. And our great sponsors at Ecological Land Services, Denali Heating and Air Conditioning, the Country Folks Deli, and Edward Jones, Ryan Littlefield all season long. Appreciate all of the support that we've gotten to provide these live stream games to you for free. But Venmo preferred, PayPal acceptable, at N2 Media. Appreciate everybody for, again, all that you've contributed thus far. The last live stream of the basketball season comes on Friday. District Championship. You will not want to miss it. R.A. Long and Mark Morris at 8. WF West, Columbia River at 6 for the girls game. So be sure to come on back and tune in to that one. You'll find our game links on these social media sites, watching here on YouTube and Facebook. We also post stuff on X quite often and our game links. So be sure to check that out. But fans, you've been the best fans ever. All the compliments that you give me, it really, truly means a lot. It sustains me. I love doing this. This is a crazy stat here. I'll let you know about it. You could take it with you into the game on Friday. But this is the 5th sports season that I've covered here for R.A. Long. And Mark Morris has gotten 3 of those or 4 of those as well. But ever since I started doing the live stream and the district championship game streaming, Longview is undefeated. It is a guarantee that somebody for Longview is winning the district championship. R.A. Long has 2. Mark Morris has 2. The rubber match for now will be Friday to see who can have the most district championships since N2 Media was incepted. Isn't that pretty awesome? So it's been a real treat to see some of the best basketball that Longview's had to offer over the last few seasons. And I can't wait to see how it culminates.
Hey, how's the baby?
Hey, man, how you doing? Oh, Trey Jenkins is up here. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, dude, everything's great, dude. It's a blessing. You got a little sister, you know.
Yeah.
So it's killing me. That's awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, that move that Mari pulled from the
All right, hold up. I'm gonna get Jure Key here on the headset, so we're gonna talk with him about this one. So don't go anywhere just yet. All right, I got my headset now. All right, you're going to get the big boy headset. All right. Audio only, Coach. We're not on camera here, so
okay, cool,
you didn't have to do your hair or nothing like that. But Dre Key, head coach of R.A. Lumberjacks, joining us here live. We still got 184 devices tuned into this one right now, Dre, because this was a big one tonight. And you knew that. We talked a little bit coming into this ball game, but ultimately it was kind of a difference of how the last game went here at the Lumberdome. You guys jumped out on a pretty good lead, sizable in that first half, but these guys come out and they hit you guys in the mouth a little bit there in the second quarter. It was 27-20. You called the timeout. Your guys responded with, I believe, a 6-0 run to close the half out and get it to a 1-point deficit. But what was it like just coaching this game overall and such a good opponent in Columbia River?
Man, a lot of hard work put into this game planning, watching films, going over stats from the first two games we played them, what they did good to execute to get score on us. Man, I mean, it was a grinder. It was a grinder, not just physically but mentally. They got up. That first quarter, they had 16 points. It was 16 to 14.
Yep.
And it was off some loose balls. They got 2 offensive rebounds that R.A. ended up hitting 2 threes that gave them 6 points, and then another one, a loose ball, and they got a layup out of it. There was 8 points just off of that. And I told our guys, I mean, it was kind of the story of the game for them to stay in it, is they kept getting offensive rebounds and getting extra chances, and that's what they live on. They live on offensive rebounds and transition offense. Not much that they're running in the half court, but they're good at what they do, and that's what kept them in it. And if we cut down on that in the second a little bit, which was able to crawl us back into the game.
Yeah, I mean, I could stick it with Columbia River here, but I want to transition to you guys here a little bit. Josh Crane, I don't think that there's a heavier 23 points than what he had tonight, because it felt like 50 with how tough some of these shots were. The officials were letting it go here tonight. There was a lot of physicality here both ways. Calls were not made on a lot of contact, but Crane had a hand in his face on just about every shot that he hit. He hit a huge 3 late in the fourth to give you guys some breathing room. Maybe could have been an and one, but, man, that guy, I read the write-up on Blast Zone Media about how he just hit the gym in the offseason practicing on his mid-range. I mean, he just shot the ball with confidence tonight and just found a different level, a different gear.
Yeah, man. I mean, like you said, I could be biased, but I'll tell you what, he was getting to his jumper, and they were getting up underneath him. I mean, he was almost flatlining after he shot it, and I don't think he got one call on it. It was pretty crazy, and they had a 6'2", 6'3" guy guarding him that he was elevating over. Mm-hmm. That's one of the best athletes in our league. So those shots that he was hitting, unbelievable. His mid-range game, I mean, like I said, he's a 3-level scorer. He can hit the 3, he can get to the mid-range layup, and that's what he did tonight. He did everything. Hit a big 3 for us at the top, got to the hoop on a couple. I mean, just an unbelievable player.
He just looked kind of angry, heading to the bench on a timeout. I mean, he just had that cold stare in his face. He just looked like the guy that you didn't want to see have the ball late in the game if you needed to stop.
Yeah, man, you could tell he was ready to go tonight. He had a different look in his eye tonight. When we were in that team room, he's usually playing around and stuff, and he was kind of silent. And I was like, this is a different Josh that I haven't seen yet. He knew how big of a game this was, what was on the line, what he wanted to do, and that's what he did. And it was pretty cool to see.
And, the player that came along with him, the R.A. Long, they're Lumberjacks now. They're not Falcons anymore. But Cam Newsom came off the bench here tonight. He helped you Go with a smaller lineup out there at times. You kept him out there for longer periods of time. You're not shy about keeping him out there, but he went one-on-one at times, and he really came through. We had talked all throughout the year that, this guy might get out of structure occasionally, but when you need a bucket, he's a guy that can go and get it for you, and he came up with 20 off the bench here tonight.
Oh, man. Best game of the season for him. He's been close there a couple times. He's had games of 17, 16, 14, and he picked to have his best game in a game to go to state. And I'll tell you what, he had a really good week of practice, getting some breaks. And me and Walls were talking, and we said, watch, Cam's going to have his biggest game, and he did. I mean, we could have been wrong, but we just had some kind of feeling that we thought he was going to do it tonight. And those shots that he hit are shots that he's taken all year, and maybe he's missed them. They've been in and out of the cylinder, and we've talked to him about staying there and holding that follow-through just a little bit longer. And tonight he did, and he was elusive tonight, man. He was all over the place. So, I mean, I'm just excited for what those two just did for us. It was amazing.
Back to Columbia River real quick, in that first game here, second game of the season, Richardson was held to a season low, 3 points, 21 tonight. But if you look at the box score here, I think that the real difference in the game is, Aaron Hoey ends up with just 6, and John Reeder ends up with 6. You got a first league, player there and a second league all-player, 12 points between those two. Was it a focal point to try to limit any combination of those three guys, or was it just we're just going to man up and deal with what we do and switch on everything?
Well, those are the three guys that we mainly is our game plans around. Hoey is averaging, after I did our stats, 7.5 points a game against us in 2 games. Mm-hmm. And Ari was averaging like 7. So eventually we knew one of them was going to have a big game. They're too good of players to hold them down, and it was Ari tonight. And so, Reeder is averaging. Actually, he's the one who's been playing the best out of all of them against us. He was averaging about 11.5 against us in 2 games. And we were able to keep him down, keep Hoey where he was at, and Ari stepped up. And then their big guy who had 15, he actually's been leading them in scoring against us at like 12.5. And he's a good player, man. I'll tell you what, he is underrated. And he kind of got going for him, but you got to give somewhere if you take something away, and that's what happened.
Just to finish up on Columbia River real quick, now that this game is over with, right, and you don't have to, beat around the bush that they're a good team, how good is Columbia River in terms of what you expect from them on the record if they are able to beat WF West, who pounded Black Hills tonight? So WF West and Columbia River are going to play on Thursday for one of the last bids out of the district, but what do you think their ceiling is?
Top 8, Final 4 team.
Okay.
They're just as good as everybody else. I mean, you've seen, if people consider us and Mark Morris a top 8, top 6 team, and we're down to the wire with them every time. I think they're right there too. I mean, they're freaking tough, man. They can shoot it. They played a lot of basketball. They play well together. They got athletes. So, I mean, 3 teams out of our league that are in the top 8, and
yep.
they'll be right there. I mean, all these games that they played us and Mark Morris could have went the other way a couple times. And they've lost 4 out of 5 to all of us, and they were all right down to the wire. And it's 1 or 2 shots. So they're a hell of a team.
Well, I mean, I've been telling anybody that'll listen that this is a team that can win a trophy.
Yeah.
It could be even the state trophy. They're that talented.
Yeah.
They're quick. I mean, we see Reeder and Richardson just sprint up the court and take it to the rack with authority. Ari, for as small as he is in stature, I mean, he's able to create space with his hesitations and fearless. They're a really tough-nosed team, and I expect them to be there. We'll see how it goes, honestly, on Thursday, but that's what I expect.
Yeah, I think it should be a tough matchup for WF West. They're big, but I mean, they're going to have to keep up with how fast. If you haven't played River, then you don't know how fast they really are getting up and down the court. So they're going to have to keep up with them, and I know WF West has got some big boys, but River can move, man.
I'm going to let you get out of here on one more. You probably already heard, but your opponent on Friday is Mark Morris after beating Ridgefield 71-57. So it's going to be the 5th straight season since N2 Media has started to where I get a chance to see one of these 2 teams from Longview crowned as district champions. Undefeated, Coach. The rubber match, you guys each got 2 the last 4 years. Nothing's going to be different on Friday, is it? It's going to be just balls to the wall, 32 minutes of action.
Yeah, no, for sure. Tell you what, though, thinking about that, getting 2 that we got.
Is that salt in the wound there?
It is, because we should have 3 because of that COVID year when we went 10-1, and we were the best team in the probably in the state that year.
You and North gets that.
You know, Morris got to win that one, and we beat them twice that year. But it is what it is. But I still don't let that go. I still think about it, you know, because that would have been our first time of actually winning a district championship. But, you know, it is what it is.
Well, one of those that you won was against Mark Morris in a season where Gavin was a senior and you guys lost both regular season games. You got to imagine that they're talking about the same thing over there coming into this game on Friday, that, hey, we can right our wrongs. It don't matter if we lost the 2 regular season games. If we can get them in the end, that's all that matters.
Yep. No. A lot of pride on the line, man. Everybody want to cut down the net, you know. So I expect a packed gym. It's in Kelso. The whole town's going to be there. Probably Kelso, too. So it's going to be a great environment. It's going to be good basketball for our community, and that's just awesome, you know. So I'm excited. I know they're excited, and I can't wait to play Friday.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for coming on up and spending some time with me. Appreciate everything that you've done for me and my family as well.
Yeah, hey, congratulations on the baby.
Yep.
9 pounds. Are you kidding me?
For a girl, man.
Holy smokes.
I think that flag football thing that, you know, gets passed here soon.
Well, I'm going to go to girls basketball, and my daughter is going to be 3 when yours is 1, so it looks like she's going to be joining the squad with the Holden girls as well. So it looks like we're going to be –
let's get the dynasty going.
Yeah, of girls basketball somewhere.
Hey, I think that's a great idea. Yeah, I really appreciate it, man. It's been a blessing. You know, again, things we've talked about. You know, being a girl dad, you said it's going to soften me up a little bit.
It will.
And you know, I'm tough on the boys. You know, especially Vaughn, because he's able to handle it. Preston's still 1, but he's as tough as nails too. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. She's just the sweetest thing ever, and you know, I'll be a man and I'll admit it. I cried the most when she was born versus the 2 boys. So it was,
I didn't think I'd cry when I had my first kid, and I did. Yeah. I was like, I ain't gonna cry, you know. They started holding her. Oh man, it was crazy.
Yeah. Well, again appreciate it. I'll be over there on Friday. You know, barring something catastrophic happening, which we don't want to talk about. But what a win here tonight, man. Go celebrate with the family and friends, and we'll catch you on Friday. Good luck.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right. That's head coach of the R.A. Lumberjacks, J.R.A. Key, fresh off of a 63-58 win over the Columbia River Rapids. And you heard it from Coach Key. There's a lot of pride on the line coming up on Friday against Mark Morris. More so what he said about Columbia River and how good they are. You know, it will be no shock that if they get to a trophy game or, you know, play deep into the tournament. So I think it's a real strong possibility. That's going to wrap things up here for us. Appreciate everybody hanging tight and listening to what Coach Key had to say. In case you forgot, Josh Crane, our player of the game here tonight with 23 points. The Lumberjacks win it here at home, 63-58. More basketball to come for both of these teams. Do or die Thursday night for Columbia River as they take on WF West. I believe that game will be either at Woodland or Ridgefield. I don't have time to reach into my pocket and check my bracket. But R.A. Long and Mark Morris playing for the big trophy coming up on Friday. District basketball at 8 o'clock between the Monarchs and the Lumberjacks. What a game. Can't wait. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to tonight's live stream. I can't wait to go back and rewatch it. It had me on the edge of my seat the entire time. But the Lumberjacks move on to the regional round of the state tournament. More than likely have already punched their ticket to Yakima. Mark Morris has joined them. They might still have some work to do to get an automatic berth to Yakima. But Friday night will determine a lot. Nick Sisson on behalf of N2 Media and Columbia River and R.A. Long Athletics saying so long from the Lumberdome, and we'll see you Friday night. Hope you all have a great evening. Thanks for watching.